Welcome back to another Shadowverse gameplay video. Today we're going to be looking at a new Starforged Legends deck. Well, not really new, but new and improved. Dshift did not visit any of the past expansions because, neutral was rampant, and Dshift did not do really well against those decks. But we got a couple new toys this expansion, and I think the format's not necessarily slowing down, but people are trying a lot of different things, which, puts Dshift when people are, not doing a lot of aggressive, but there are a lot of aggressive decks like Sword and Forest going around, but Dshift could do pretty well against those decks. We have a few new tools. So one of them is the Mystic Ring. So it's going to be one play point spell. It does kind of put us at a card disadvantage, but the way I like to think about this is in the later parts of the game, you can just pitch, a follower, especially if you use your evolves already. They're not going to be as useful, so like a Levi, Merlin, maybe not as useful, and just having one play point spells helps out a lot. Also, concentration. So we play this just as a divination. So 3 play point for 2 cards. It's just a good way to load up on cards. So sometimes you just play an Angelic Snipe to the face so you can get spell boost because you're trying to make your way to the Dshift, and this just fills up your hand with more cards, which is pretty nice. Nothing else too notable. Maybe the Secrets of Erasmus. I've seen a bunch of like Pepe Vagabond Frog decks, so I'm hedging a little bit against those. Ephemera's been running around a decent amount, and still running the One of Fire chain now, just for Ephemera and stuff like that. We'll go ahead and jump into a game. I haven't tried any of the other. Some of the other versions of the deck may be running the Golem Assault still. I haven't tried Golem Assault this expansion. I used to be running one Golem Assault. It's pretty useful. When I played against a Dshift deck, it was pretty good for them having a ward. Other options, I used to always play Summon Ice Form. I think Summon Ice Form's a little weak now, just because your opponent, it only stalls out for 1 turn, and your opponent, like, followers are just way better these days. Also, other considerations, I'm only running 1 Magic Missile and then 3 Kaleidoscope because I think, the 1 damage isn't as good anymore. Also, people are running, I think it's called the Magic Owl. It's the 2 play point 2/2 that evolves to Spell Boost 2 for all the cards in your Spell Boost all the cards in your hand twice, which is a pretty good one. Let's look at this hand. We're against another rune. We're playing first, which is pretty good for us. If I was playing second, I would definitely keep the Kaleidoscopic. Playing first, I don't really want to. I definitely want to keep the Fate's hand. I think I'm just going to mulligan like that. Not the greatest hand in the world. I wouldn't say, I'm an amazing Dshift player, but I do enjoy playing some Dshift, and, it's one of those decks. So this is one of those hands, like, probably one of the better starting hands. You just hope. Here, I don't think we need to Angelic Snipe. Maybe it would have been correct though. Our opponent looks like they're also playing nothing, which is a little weird. Magic Missiles are, in this case it's been pretty good, better than Kaleidoscopic. Mystic Ring. So I can cast Mystic Ring, getting rid of Angelic Snipe, or I can just hold on to it. I'm gonna hold on to the Angelic Snipe. Depending on what my opponent plays, I may Mystic Ring back the Fire Embrace, but our opponent has not showed as much. Abomination Awaken, okay. So that's the type of deck our opponent is playing. Lu is pretty good here, I think. Although I don't really need another Spell Boost card. I guess it's fine. Fire Chain. I think I'm fine putting Fire Chain back in our deck for the Spell Boost. Okay, and here I'm gonna Angelic Snipe to deal, 1 point of damage to the opponent. Our opponent here is gonna probably be able to evolve. We will see if they choose to evolve the Abomination. I actually have not played against this variant of rune before. Maybe our opponent has Kaleidoscopic, putting the Lu back in her hand. That'd be So let's see, Loria Dancer of the Sun, okay. I actually have not really played against, I don't really know too much of the Starforged Legends cards. That's a little annoying. That's not the most helpful. I guess it's not too bad. We're gonna be able to trade out for our opponent's board here, which isn't necessarily the best, but we're not going to go ahead and play the Fate's Hand because we're at 0 play points. Next turn, if we draw something that has Spell Boost, the 0 is just going to boost it a little bit more. I don't really like my prospects this game, but our opponent's playing a weird... Okay, Abomination Awakened, which is fine. Dwarf Alchemist. Also not the worst, I guess. See, there's the extra spell boost on the Flame Destroyer. Ooh, Erasmus. Okay, I think we'll go with Merlin here. So we only run one Fiery Embrace, which is a little unfortunate here. I'll go ahead and use the Merlin here. We're gonna have to rely pretty hard on this Wind Blast, it looks like. There's a Fire Chain back, which in this matchup has not been very good. Levi. Go Insight, hopefully get another Insight. That would be really good. Oh, another Levi. That's not very good. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how our opponent plays this. They will need to put the evolution point into the Abomination. Master Mage Levi. Okay. It's a little annoying. Mystic Ring. So let's see here. Okay, I think we can play the Mystic Ring, putting back a Levi, hopefully drawing a playable spell. Ooh, that was one of the best draws we could have gotten. So we get to go Insight, Wind Blast, Erasmus. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Apparently I'm just, a horrible Dshift player. So that, if we look at it now, we definitely should have put back the Fire Chain, kept the Levi, to give us a chance to win next turn. Maybe not. I mean, I still think I'm a bad player, but... Our opponent's playing Rune, so that they're probably gonna have some sort of burst stuff in their hand. 5 burst is maybe unlikely, but 2 times of 3 burst with Master Mage Levi is probably possible. Summon an Earth Essence. Whenever an Earth Essence enters the battlefield, restore 1 health. Okay. Enchanted Library. Okay. Okay, Sorcery Cache is free. Let's see the Fire Chain. I think we have to do on this for a chance to win at all. To use Fire Chain as a removal spell. Maybe we can just play 2 7/7s. I don't think we can. If one of them gets removed, we literally cannot win. So we need... Summon a Guardian Golem, okay. But the... Okay. It's a little annoying. Ooh, kaleidoscopic. What does this bounce? Not a guardian golem, right? Okay. Let's see. So if I bounce this back, draw a card. It's another Levi. So we have 1, 2. I think we definitely need to choose to go off now. We don't really have another choice. I have not done the math, but we will see if this is a 1. Our opponent seems to play some weird mid-rangey control type of variant. Ooh. And there is the Dshift with the win there. A little hard. I'm not that good at Dshift. I just like to play the deck because, you know, it's so uninteractive, right? What an uninteractive, unfun way to play Shadowverse. That's what people say. But maybe I just like playing uninteractive decks. Ooh, that looks nice. It looks like we have Reen on the concentration. So that looks to be the Fate, Stay Night, Heaven's Feel tie-in stuff. I think that's the first tie-in thing that I have. I've been trying out a lot of, you know, different decks, and if you look at like these cards, not enough cards. Basically, what I do is every once in a while, especially, you know, when the new set comes out. So I had about 8,000 vials, and then basically I went into my collection, had over 130 pages. Like pages of like, I think it's 10 cards per page, and basically all the cards that were, you know, had some animated, unanimated. So if I had, let's say, 3 unanimated, 2 animated, I vialed the 2 unanimated, and yeah, it took about 10 minutes, you know, just going, you know, through commons / bronzes, you know, silvers, and then maybe a couple golds, and then make it so I have only 3 of a card, including, you know, animated and non-animated. And I was able to get to about 15,000 vials now. So I have enough room for 4 solid legendaries, or, you know, a lot of golds for a deck, which I think is pretty good. There isn't really anything that really draws me into Starforged Legends that I would really like, but there's definitely, you know, interesting cards. So I haven't played too much with concentration. Dshift, probably have to keep that in the opening hand. Concentration, I've been keeping it in my opening hand. I don't really know if that's the right play, because I think playing first, you can keep concentration in your hand, especially because you're playing first and you get to use it right away. Angelic Snipe. I think we don't need to use that right away. But concentration just gets our hand count, you know, the cards in our hand a lot, you know, higher hand count. Shadow, I think I haven't seen too many shadows recently. Ooh, Fate's Hand. So if we go Angelic Snipe, next turn I'm probably playing Concentration. It's gonna be, I think I can hold on to Angelic Snipe for maybe a Merlin turn. Merlin into Angelic Snipe is, you know, a common term. Ooh, so this is gonna be the Andril Fess for our opponent, which is, you know, just upgraded Skull Cradle Witch. So I can go Sorcery Cache or Concentration. I think it's definitely correct to, you know, build up our hand with a lot of cards, especially since we're not going to be really, you know, worrying about the Dshift going out anytime soon. Sorcery Cache is a decent card. So you have a couple options here. That is a nice draw, I think. So I'm going to be able to bounce this, which I think is the correct play. And then just play a Conjure Golem. Bone Chimera is an annoying card to deal with, but on the surface, you know, it is 1 point of damage technically. Opponent decides to just treat it as 1 point of damage. There's a Lurching Corpse, which we don't mind at all. Our opponent chooses not to evolve the Bone Chimera, which I think is general is a little bit of a mistake. Because against Dshift, they don't really have a way to heal. We don't really have a way to increase our defense. So, So if we play Merlin, we'll stat 8 cards. Yeah, I think Merlin's the correct play here. We're gonna have some pretty nice plays after this. There's another Dshift. So we'll evolve, go to 9 cards. Hit the Spellboost. Ooh, Fire Chain's pretty good actually. So we can decide where we want to put this Angelic Snipe. We can put it on here. I think we're just going to put it to the face. Our hand is decent, but not great. Sorcery Cache and Concentration definitely clog up a little bit. What is this? Oh, this thing, okay. Unfortunately, we do not have a real good way to remove any of this stuff. We'll go with the Insight first. Conjure Golem. To Fate's Hand. Hopefully get a Levi maybe. Fiery Embrace. There's a little too much card draw, which is kind of weird. I think this was the place we gotta, expend a Fate's Hand to try and draw something good. Unfortunately, we milled over the Flame Destroyer, but we did draw an Angelic Snipe, which is not a bad one. It's gonna let us take this out. I would prefer not to die. So, already looking at the deck, like these types of cards, Sorcery Cache, Concentration, kind of clog up. So maybe I would take out one, either a Concentration or a Sorcery Cache. Right now I have 3 Sorcery Cache with the Concentration. So I think here we can just go with the easy. So I can put on the, yeah, I think you always want to make the Dshift cost as little as possible. Because as you get later into the game, it is going to spawn 2 guys, but it's better than dealing with a 6/1. Maybe that was incorrect, a little incorrect. Andrilphus. It's a card I really liked. I really like seeing this. It's not a lot of pressure at all. So our opponent decides now that he wants to go ahead and deal some damage, which is fine for us. We just have a lot of cards in our hand. Okay, Kaleidoscopic is a nice one. It makes me want to not combo off this turn. So I just don't have a lot of followers. It's a little unfortunate. Just don't have that damage. Kaleidoscopic, gonna put that there, I think. Maybe that's incorrect. Oh, Mystic Ring is a nice one. Put that onto the Concentration, I think. Yeah. I would put on the Merlin generally, but I really need. Well, Magic Missile is also a good one. The Levi is certainly what I want to play here. What? Okay, yeah, no. Maybe need a little more sleep or something, because I totally forgot that I was out of evolve points. It's a little unfortunate. Kaleidoscopic cannot play it though, unfortunately. So let's see, 4. Trying to play around Ector, so our opponent has 3 damage here with an evolve 5 and then 9 into Ector. Okay. I don't think we're in a good shape here. Yeah, we just really needed, one of the Sorcery Caches or Concentrations to be a Flame Destroyer at some point. Our opponent takes an interesting line. Does not take out the Levi. There's the Flame Destroyer. So in this case, on this turn, we are going to be able to go Kaleidoscopic first. I guess we can go Fate Sand first. Oh, actually we're not. I thought we were on 10 play points. We're gonna be able to go Sorcery Cache actually. Onto the Flame Destroyer. Oh, there's another Dshift. I'm gonna be able to. Actually, I get to play. So let's see. So this is 8 play points. So I'm gonna be able to play Conjure Golem, I think. That's gonna reduce this down to 5. Play this Dshift. Play Flame Destroyer. That is going to be the lethal. Okay. So we succeeded in playing solitaire with our opponent. I'm gonna do a little BM that the Erasmus, because Erasmus is pretty cool. I actually kind of forgot that our opponent had a Lurching Corpse there. Did not end up messing up any of our plans, but that was a win. Dshift, with Dshift in your opening hand, playing first against, I don't know, I think I probably didn't play that perfectly, but our opponent also, I think my opponent also didn't play perfectly. Like, if you're against Dshift, you want your 3 evolution points to deal 6 damage to the opponent. Like, I was at 5 there. I think if our opponent probably could have maybe put us down to a little bit less health. I played it awkwardly with my bouncing, I think on turn 7 with the Kaleidoscopic and the Levi. That turn was kind of a little awkward. I think I could have saved 2 points of damage there, but our opponent could have also had a lot more damage on us. The unfavored matchup for a sword, unless it's a control sword variant, then we may have a chance. So this is, it looks like kind of the ideal hand. I don't like keeping Flame Destroyer. I just want to, eventually draw into it. This is what I would call, one of the more ideal Dshift hands. Against sword, I would want a removal spell or like a Kaleidoscopic. Our opponent's probably playing aggro, but could be a mid-rangey control, the Knights of the Round style. This is definitely not a bad start. If these were like a Magic Missile, Kaleidoscopic, Wind Blast would be kind of the cards we're looking for. Our opponent is kind of playing a more control-y deck, which is to our benefit for sure. Full Soul Swing. I'm totally fine with that. Ooh, so the Angelic Snipe's actually a pretty nice one. Just gonna go like this. A Kaleidoscopic's also a good one. Most likely we're just gonna go Merlin next turn, because we're not under that much pressure. Geno, yeah. I think I'm fine trading the Merlin into the Geno. Seems totally fine. Angelic Snipe, so Merlin, we're gonna go back to 7, go to 8, draw 1, go to 9, and we just have a lot of, usable cards. That's one of the things about Dshift with the Sorcery Caches and the Concentration, which I might get rid of one of them, I haven't decided, but just having usable cards in your hand, which is one of the reasons I like Secret of Erasmus, I like Fire Chain. And like if you're against control and they just have no followers, no minions, you can just dump out your hand. Like Fire Chain and Erasmus are just playable cards. Our opponent's hitting us with so that's how it's done. Throw out some a little bit of banter there. Speaking of the Secrets of Erasmus, there it is. So I think the play is probably to bounce this. Another, which is always good. A Conjure Golem here. It's gonna allow us to Fate's Hand. We're just looking for a win condition now. Our hand is set up really nicely. We're looking for some sort of, damage. Take out that. We're not under that much pressure necessarily. I think we have 3 more turns. Maybe less though, depending on what our opponent plays. Like Fire Chain's gonna hit it up really nicely. Bird. I wonder what kind of deck our opponent's playing. I think that's to combo off with the 1/2 follower, or 1/2 follower for 3 play points that draws a card on Fanfare and Last Words. Could be wrong though. Another Kaleidoscopic. So a couple options here. Opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fire Chain is going to be dealing 6. So if we bounce this, Wind Blast. We are really just looking for a way. Oh yeah, and that animation for Fire Chain, and the sped up animation is just, amazing. So our opponent, I could definitely see our opponent playing a Roland here, which is very difficult for this type of deck to deal with. And I can imagine them having a Roland now, especially. So we have a lot of spells in hand. Another Dshift. So I could Kaleidoscopic here. I really want to pull off the concentration, but I don't really want to mill over anything. So let's go with that. Start off there. Fate's Hand. Jeez, man. I really need something. Levi, I kind of want to keep it in hand. Secrets of Erasmus. I think it's a fine play to do this. I want to get closer. Okay, well, we just really need the Flame Destroyer. And of course, I have 3 left and 16 cards. I bet it's, the top card. And we're just gonna mill it over. That would be a little unfortunate. So we can easily deal with our opponent's board here. The most they can burst us for is 6. Ooh, then, there it is, of course. Of course it would be there. So how much is this for 7? So bounce this first. I think it's definitely the play. Another Wind Blast is nice. Cash in this Wind Blast. So I have a couple options here. I like going for the concentration. We have a lot of 1-drops to draw into. There's the Insight to try and get into the Flame Destroyer, please. No. We are not looking too sharp here. I mean, our opponent doesn't have us dead, but Leonidas. Leonidas is an interesting debacle. Fire Embrace. Okay. And I just need to roll into the... Okay, so there's a Flame Destroyer. Now I have no idea how to play this. So we have a lot of play points here to work with. I think it's Sorcery Cache on the Flame Destroyer. Puts us down to 5. Lou. So if we go Levi, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's the lethal. Gonna be able to Dshift here. And then go for the... it's always better to go for Dshift first before you play any Flame Destroyers. Involve the Levi here. When we ended the game with, you know, we could have ended the game with a lot less cards on hand still, but not too bad with 6 cards left in our deck. Basically, you know, the Merlin could fetch 1, Freshman Lou could probably fetch 1, I think I had a Dshift left in the deck for sure. Ooh, and looks like we completed a quest too. 5-match win streak. I did not expect to do this with Dshift, but our opponent's decks were just slow enough, and we were on the play twice, which really helped. But I hope everybody enjoyed Dshift, even though a lot of people do not enjoy Dshift. I like to play the deck. I like to, you know, it gives a little more thought. I mean, like aggro decks, is you know, it's really Dshift, or like, you know, control decks, just, you know, just playing out removal. Is that really, you know, interactive? I guess. You know, Dshift is Dshift. People like it. People do not like playing it, which I can understand why. But I hope everybody enjoyed that. Look forward to more Shadowverse content, especially with new Starforged Legends comes out. If anyone has any ideas, if anyone somehow got to the end of this video, any ideas what I can do with 15,000 vials, I mean, it's a decent amount. I think that can help me build towards, you know, one, you know, decent deck. But I hope everybody enjoyed, and I would like to remind everyone to like, comment, subscribe, and see ya.